Hi, it's Miss Ennis here, taking over from Miss Pierbakos to talk you through how to annotate page 83, the second part of Macbeth Act 3, Scene 4. So, as you'll recall from Miss Pierbakos's video, Macbeth has just heard news from the murderers that Banquo has been murdered successfully, but Fleance has, as they put it, escaped, short for escaped. And you'll see at the top of the page, I've written irony and dramatic irony because those are two absolutely crucial concepts for the whole of this page. Just a reminder of what they mean. Irony is when there's a hidden true meaning that's the opposite of the surface meaning, and dramatic irony is when the audience realizes something or they know something that one or more of the characters don't know. So let's start off at the top. Macbeth, thanks for that. That's thanks for the news that the murderers have killed Banquo. And he goes on, there the grown serpent lies, the worm that's fled hath nature that in time will venom breed, no teeth for the present. So he refers to Banquo as the serpent and Fleance as the worm. It was believed at the time that worms were baby snakes or serpents. And obviously venom or poison is something that snakes have. So what Macbeth is doing here, or Shakespeare's having Macbeth doing here, is using an extended metaphor to refer to the father and son as a parent and a child snake. And there's irony going on here because, as you all know, a snake is commonly used to refer to someone who's treacherous, who betrays people. But actually the irony is that Macbeth is the character who is treacherous. So he muses a little bit on the fact that Fleance has got away and that in time he will breed up venom and be more of a threat to Macbeth. But then we've got a caesura here in the middle of line 31. So I've written down caesura here. And by the way, as before, be prepared to pause the video at any point just to make sure that you're keeping up with the notes. So the caesura represents a change in attitude. So Macbeth, throughout the whole play, there's a real kind of duality in Macbeth. He's both a man of thoughts who's tortured by what he's done, but he's also a man of action who does do the things and has done the things that he's done. So here we can see that change within a line. He's thinking about the threat of Banquo in the future, but then he gets right into the present. Get thee gone with this imperative, this instruction. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again. So after the murderer leaves, this is the turn of Lady Macbeth to start putting on this public face and almost telling off her husband, possibly in quite an encouraging way though, to get him to be a better host. Is dramatic irony going on again here because Macbeth and Lady Macbeth so far have been the most terrible hosts possible. They killed Duncan, their guest the king. So it's a bit rich of her to tell him to give a better welcome to the guests. Notice that she's in public and she's being incredibly respectful to him here. She calls him my royal lord. She uses you, which is out of our two second person pronouns in Shakespeare's day, you and thou. You, when you're talking to one person, is the respectful one. So you can call this the formal. I'm going to add in there formal pronoun. Which just shows how respectful she's being in public. She's really into creating a public face. So the main piece of dramatic irony in this scene comes up at this point. Enter the ghost of Banquo and sits in Macbeth's place. At first, Macbeth doesn't even notice the ghost of Banquo, and certainly throughout the rest of the scene, Macbeth is the only person who can see the ghost of Banquo, if indeed the ghost of Banquo is there. In some versions of the play, they don't have any ghost at all arrive, and it really is just all in Macbeth's head, and you can tell that Macbeth sees a ghost by the way he reacts. Now, notice this line, sweet remembrancer, that Macbeth uses to complete the line of pentameter here from Lady Macbeth is him addressing his wife. And throughout the play, Macbeth and Lady Macbeth